This is Big Heart Radio 92.1 FM, the station that beats for you. I am Marvelous Acme, and I'm welcoming you to the first edition of the Daily Brief, the first edition for the week, okay? And as usual, what do we do here? We just take a look at headlines that have made it to national newspapers this morning. And I'm not sure alone today. Joining me on the Daily Brief is Tony Okunebe, publisher, Nigerian Radar Magazine. Good morning to you and thank you for joining me.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. So this morning on the Daily Brief, we'll be taking headlines from The Punch, Vanguard, The Nations, and The Pointer newspaper. Okay, look, for the next 25 minutes, we're going to be doing this. So let's just head straight to the papers. Now, let's start with the Pointer newspaper. On the cover page of the Pointer this morning, we have 2027, Omoagege seeks cheap media attention. 2027, Omoagege seeks cheap media attention. That's coming from Aniago, the Delta State Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Charles Aniago. He's accusing the former Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ovi Omoagege, of seeking cheap media attention. And this is coming from the post he had published on his social media handle. It was a very lengthy post, and then I read through it. He had so many accusations on the post. And then Aniago also made his own post, and he was saying that the man is just seeking media attention. What do you think about this?
Well, this is the era of politics, so nothing is impossible. And Omoagege saying one thing or the other.
Yes.
Then Aniago coming to say he's seeking cheap media attention. Well, it depends on the angle Aniago is coming from, and it also depends on the angle Omoagege is coming from.
What angle are you talking about?
Something can happen right here now.
Yes.
And 3-4 persons looking at it will come from different angles.
You're right.
So, to me, all is politics. All is politics. Omoagege is seeking media attention. Well, he needs media to propagate him.
Okay.
And even the spokesperson of the present administration also need the media to propagate their activities. So they are all working for the media. Everything happening is happening for the media attention.
Okay.
Both what Aniago said and what Omoagege said
Okay.
that happened to him.
Okay.
All are just drawing the media attention to themselves.
All right.
Because this is the era of media hype.
This is the era.
Socially or otherwise.
Okay. Good media, good press, bad press.
All put together.
Everything is welcome this season.
This is the era it has kicked off.
Okay.
So you will see many of these as the time progresses.
Okay, that's interesting. You can find that on the Pointer newspaper. Yes, grab a copy to read up more on that headline. Okay, still on the Pointer newspaper, we have Governor Borewori's small agenda has zero tolerance for shoddy jobs, and it's asking you to report substandard jobs. And then there is a phone number there. You can grab the paper and then you will find it there. And then also we have a headline here: Serap demands disclosure of political donation limits and party finances. Serap demands disclosure of political donation limits, party finances. That's the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, Serap, and they are urging INEC to publish the applicable limit on political contributions and party finances. Should there be a limit on political contributions? If I decide to go all out for my candidate and I decide to empty my accounts, sell all my assets, should there be a limit? What do you think?
Yeah, INEC had a limit of political expenditure.
Yes.
Which was read out last week.
Yes.
But they never told us what is the limit of donations from external sources.
Yes.
And these are the things that, like I mentioned last week, that INEC has not defined the direction of financial involvement in this election. They are just talking, just for people to know that they have said something. When you say politicians should not spend beyond this amount, what is expected of the politician to receive from the outside? Those are the things they should come up with. And so that we'll match it vis-a-vis what was spent. Because if, for instance, as I am now,
Yes.
I belong to Party A, and I decide to do iconic billboards
Yes.
across the 36 states of the Federation with my money,
Yes.
does that imply that the candidate I am supporting spent that money? These are the things
Yes,
these are the things they should also look into. Because party supporters on their own spend their personal money.
Yes.
And so will you not tag such thing as being spent by the candidate? These are the things we should also align.
That's quite an interesting take. Okay, and that's all we'll be taking from the Pointer newspaper this morning. Let's move away from the Pointer and quickly head to the Nation newspaper. And on the Nation, we have dangers of Atiku's subsidy return proposal by the federal government. Dangers of Atiku's subsidy return proposal by the federal government. Idris Muda Yusuf, rollback unthinkable. Ex-VP adjusts position on policy. Sometime last week, we had gotten this report about Atiku saying that if he gets elected, he's going to bring back petrol subsidy. What do you think about that?
Well, you see, the subsidy before now,
Yes,
favors some set of persons from some part of this country.
yes,
And so if he's saying he's going to return subsidy when it has been apparently removed by
Yes.
the present administration, even if we're not feeling the impact, I think the best thing that will happen to this country is to completely remove, because we have been clamoring for its removal.
yes,
Bringing it back is like taking us back to the old days. He should be thinking of what to do with subsidy that has been removed, not bringing it back and doesn't have any plan to cushion the effect of its return, because removal has its own implication.
okay.
Returning it back has its own economic implication.
What kind of
So-
implications?
Because first and foremost, some people do you know what subsidy is all about? Somebody will wake up and say he has supplied this and bring in a bill to the government, and government pays, where nothing like that happens. It's part of this subsidy
Yes.
gambling that
He says he's going to put machineries in place to properly monitor.
no, he should tell us the kind of machinery he want to put in place, so that we'll begin to study it. We'll begin to study such machinery, whether it will favor us or not. It is easier to say something, and the implication of saying that thing is even heavier than what you said. It's just like when this administration came on board and the president said subsidy is gone. He didn't even think of the adverse effect of either inflation, price of food, and all those things.
Which is what we're still suffering till this moment.
Of course, that's because certain things that should be in place is still not in place. Like now they have surplus money. Those money that initially the government was paying to those importing fuel
Yes.
into the country, because they are subsidizing the cost of importing fuel to us.
Yes.
If fuel is 100 naira, government is paying 60 naira to those who bring in fuel for us to use. That's the subsidy. You're subsidizing the rates so that we can still buy that fuel being brought in 100 naira at 40 naira. That's the meaning. So if you bring it back now, that's capital flight will start. What this government failed to do is that with the excess money in their hand, they would have also revived, at least build companies, revive the existing ones.
Okay.
So that money can now be spread across in terms of job employment, infrastructure, and all those things. The things that will help cushion the effect of removal of fuel subsidy has not been done. So that is why we are still suffering.
That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, we also have something similar. Then maybe when we get to the paper, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We have CBN tightened scrutiny of banks' asset quality as top banks delay submission of H1 results. And away from that, we have learned to accept defeats, where urges politicians learn to accept defeat. That's actually very important.
No, there are some defeats that are toxic. Defeats that are manipulated cannot be accepted unnecessarily. And then you contest it to get your mandate.
Yeah.
The politicians call it mandate. To get
You have to fight for your mandate.
Yeah, your positive result. Now, when you know that this person passed through the illegitimate means to get to the front, you should contest that thing now if you have proofs and evidence. So you should not just concede to defeat without fighting for it. It's just like, what do I use as an example? Okay, the last World Cup final between Spain and Argentina.
Let's use elections. When in Nigeria have we seen somebody contest and then
forget Nigeria election? Because even if you know that I won legitimately,
yes,
you will still go to court to disturb it. So if you're using Nigerian political scenario as an example, okay, let's use it.
Okay.
A situation where somebody loses and he knows that he didn't lose gallantly, then you should contest.
Do you think anybody would accept they lost gallantly? It's very difficult to accept that you've actually lost.
Because the system of ascending to power in the Nigerian political space is faulty. If it is transparent, like as it is in other countries,
yes,
other advanced countries, where you vote electronically, or when you vote and it is clear that you voted and they count the thing and it is correct, your opponent.
So what are we doing here? We vote, is not correct, you count and it's not correct. Is that what you're saying that INEC is doing to us? Are you accusing INEC of something?
You and I know that.
I am not involved in this. I haven't said a thing.
You and I monitor the election,
okay,
and we know what happens. So if we go into the nitty-gritty of the process of selection of our
selection.
S a small letter, election a capital letter.
Okay.
Election.
Okay.
Of our political appointees and political elected officers.
Okay.
The process is not transparent enough. That is why they don't congratulate any winner. You just get angry and walk away and prepare for court, and at the end of the day, you still lose.
You're still losing court.
You still lose at that point. You can go back to your house. We have made court as the final judge, even when the judge going to judge the electoral issue was not even in the field during the election. You carry matters that he does not even know about.
He doesn't. The judge doesn't have to be in the field. They judge so many cases, murder cases, and they don't have to experience it firsthand to be able to judge.
The judges say, evidence before me. The evidence. Cases
that means you have to be able to present enough evidence.
Cases are judged based on evidence before the judge. Abi?
Yes.
Cases are decided based on evidence before the judge. If you provide evidence A, the other one provide evidence B, he will look at it. Which one are more in number? You use the one that is more in number. And they said, Mr. Man, you didn't supply enough evidence to knock off this other one. And so this man won. That is the situation. Evidence before him. That's what he uses to judge. The election were in the field. And it is expected, okay, if 1,000 persons voted, bring all INEC, let us have all the ballot papers in court. Sometimes those things are brought. Sometimes they are not brought. But it will just end up, how many of us even go to court to see how it is done? So we just talk based on, we're all external and internal judges. So Nigerian situation is such that it is very, very difficult for losers to concede quietly and peacefully or congratulate the supposed winner. So because of the scenario around the process, if our processes of election is free, fair, and credible, if I lose, I will be the first person to congratulate my opponent.
Yes.
And then I walk away, because there's always a next time. And because it's tenure based,
yes,
it's not life. When you can always come back again, like what Bros Atiku is doing. He's always coming back. He has been in the eye of INEC since 1990 something. In fact, where some of us were now born, and he's still contesting. So I like his courage, because he knows that one day he will win.
One day,
when he maybe at 95. When he wins.
Oh please, this is interesting because it's actually coming from former Liberian president, and then he said this during the NBA conference in Rivers State, and he's saying this: you are at an NBA conference and you are urging people who are defeated during elections to not go to court, when that is how these lawyers are going to feed their family. This is like a conflict of interest, if you ask me. I mean, yes, it's like a season for them. Finally, time for us to get more clients, and then you are asking people to not contest. I have her now.
No,
I don't think the lawyers would be happy with this.
Are we not? We, the media people,
yes,
are celebrating that this is our time.
Yes, yeah.
The lawyers are
they'll have their time soon.
Yeah, the lawyers are also preparing. Okay, this people will
our time
finish
is coming
and come to us.
Yes.
So, and there's no way a lawyer will go and defend you without you paying for his legal.
Of course, you
services.
would.
So they're always happy. Even the person preparing coffin will always go to church and say, God, I beg you, let somebody die.
Of course, business
so that
has
my
to move.
business will boom. When you are crying that you lost your person, the person preparing coffin will say, sorry, but this is the cost of what you will use. The doctor will say, let people get sick so that I treat them. Pastor will always pray, nobody should. You see, the interest. Everybody has his own interest.
True.
So the lawyers are already gearing up, because this is their season. Every 4 years, they feed their children better. They even prefer somebody they will encourage you. They know they will lose the case, so they say fight on.
Of course, you have to make an
Supreme
attempt.
Court.
Of course, you have to make an attempt.
Yeah.
Okay, so still on the Nation newspaper, we have Air Force bombs terrorist, and that's on the Nation. We have works begin on Ibadan-Ijebode road dualization, and still on the Nation, we have Japan backs Nigeria's renewable energy drive with $119 million. That's on page 19. CBN tightens scrutiny of banks' assets quality. Banks raise card spending limits abroad. 101-year-old woman arrested for selling drugs. All these you can find on the Nation newspaper. All right, now let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper, where we have Nigeria's oil output drops by 20.8% in 10 years. Nigeria's influence within OPEC declines. And we are committed to optimizing output that's coming from Renaissance and Eni, and it says bad omen requiring urgent steps. Experts are speaking here. And we also have on the Vanguard, insecurity and this madness once and for all. Obi tasks federal government.
Exactly. And
we have how 23 stocks beat inflation. That's on the Vanguard. And NDLEA nabs a 101-year-old great grandma with cocaine in fufu. And Olu of Worry, there's a photo of him during the Thanksgiving. This one has also been making headwaves online, because they are saying, why is the king's head open? But he's in church, and what do you think of this? Because he's a king, so he shouldn't take off his headwear in church.
You see, this is where we get certain things wrong. In this our country, we take religion beyond the limit. The idea of removing your cap in church, I've not read it anywhere in the Bible.
Okay.
It is only the women. They say cover your hair. They never told us to remove our cap, but we just imbibed it and inculcated it that let's remove our cap when we are entering the church, because some people also put on kind of cap too that can even block somebody from behind,
yes,
seeing the front. So in that, like, I think that is the essence of their making that unwritten law.
I think it's just our culture getting infused with
That's it.
Religion.
Yes, now, because in most tradition, in most culture,
yes,
like the Yorubas, if you are going to greet an elder,
you have to take off.
take off your cap.
Yes.
So we just infuse it into the religious,
the Christian religion,
and then it became part of it. Those officers that escort their military oga,
yes,
who are Muslims, do you see them remove their cap inside the church? They don't. Who talks to them? Because they are carrying gun. So Olu removing his cap is just showing the traditional angle. I mean, the cultural angle.
Yes.
That is coming, cultural setting is coming from. It's not because it's inside the church. Because some kings too and some chiefs enter that church with their cap on.
That's right.
And nothing happens. So
that's right.
they should not. We should see his actual appearance now.
So
I've not even seen
You've
it.
been wanting to see his head all this while.
In
You should have
fact,
just asked nicely. Okay,
So are they saying he should be wearing that metal at any point in time? No, now.
Okay, let's move on to the Punch. On the Punch, we have FAAC Bonanza. Governors face questions as payouts hit 47 trillion naira. Governors, states have been cashing out lately. And Delta in particular, we actually, when I saw the breakdown, we were actually at the very top of the list. I think we're like about the second highest on that list. And we have post-subsidy windfall. FAAC revenue hits 47 trillion naira in 3 years, surpasses previous 6-year total. States, local governments get bigger FAAC shares. Governors face heat as subsidy removal debate resurfaces. Again, federal government APC tackle Atiku over petrol subsidy return call. Now, the people have been asking, if the states have been getting this high, can we actually look around Delta State now and see that this is a state that's earning so high from federal allocations?
If you ask people in government,
Yes.
they will tie the money
Okay.
into so many things.
Okay.
Note, the cost of funding one university
Yes.
is in the neighborhood of 1 billion,
So our universities are too much.
and we have four
Okay.
universities with different campuses. Some have 2 campuses.
Are the school fees, did they not even go close?
Yeah, school fees are what we call their IGR,
Yes.
but the school fees are not meant for salary payment of lecturers. That one comes directly from the state
Okay.
and other subvention given to schools.
Okay.
So when you calculate some of these things, we look at the money, the value of the money,
Yes.
but there are places that these things enter that we are not also looking at. I'm not holding brief for the government.
Definitely are right now.
I'm not holding brief
You
for them.
are.
I don't want it to be seen in that light.
Like, it's seen in that light already.
But they are also tying the argument on such areas, because Delta State now, for instance, has almost the highest number of educational institutions, from primary to secondary to the tertiary institutions in Nigeria. I think we should be ranking number 1 or 2. Then in the healthcare, we have the highest number of primary, secondary, and tertiary healthcare institutions. Although they may not be as standard as what is expected.
Okay.
But these are the areas that people want to see that volume of money move into, so that when you are talking, it's okay. This health center along Nebisi Road, it has radiographic machine. It has this, it has that. And people will have confidence. When you're saying government is getting more money but they're not using it, you also be able to defend them. But as it is now, we're seeing the money on paper,
Yes.
but we're not
in reality,
seeing it
cannot
on
be
ground.
felt.
You cannot see it on ground. So that is why people are shouting. Do you know that 1 billion naira, 1 billion, is made up of 999 million naira? If you and I has 10 million naira, I don't think I'll come to this radio station this morning.
Oh, wow.
I'll be sleeping till now.
Oh, please. This is where we call it a wrap on the Daily Brief this morning.